Welcome to Late Night Slow Jams with DJ Quakemz. That was just for you, Mr. P. Hello, everyone. You're pregnant already, Mr. Petrov? I should have known. Man, more child support? Why? Thank you so much for the tier 2, though, Mr. Petrov. Zui, thank you so much for the tier 1, 24 months, rather. Thank you. Lululemon leggings. I don't even know what Lululemon leggings are. I'm sorry. Are those like normal leggings, or is that like some kind of special thing? Lululemon sounds like a porn star. So I'm gonna assume porn star. So, that was my best Barry White impression. Not really, but I'll take it. Hey Sean, how you doing, man? Give me more sexy Brian voice. I feel like this is not like the best mic for that. But I suppose it's better than nothing. Hey Indigo, how you doing, man? Here for Petrov's handsome face? Petrov's not even here. ASMR win? Probably never. I don't think I have an ASMR kind of voice. Doing okay. Road's been a little bumpy recently, but we pushed through. There you go, man. There's always a future, right? Hey, Russ. Here for my handsome face, too. You can look at my... I almost need to start putting my hair back. It's almost long enough to where I can, like, put it in, like... Not a ponytail, but, like, whatever is, like, the predecessor of a ponytail. Or kind of, like, the preface of... like not like a top knot, maybe, but... I could probably do a top knot soon. Pretty sure you gave me some advice about it in Life Talk. Oh, yeah. No, I remember. Life Talk, man. That's a special channel to me. It's a very special channel. Keep growing that beard out and be the Viking you were meant to be. I'm trying, man. I'm trying. I feel like when it gets this long, it starts to look weird because it grows in kind of wonky on the sides. So that usually makes me big sad. You guys probably want to see the board, don't you? I know my lighting is kind of like it's probably a little over bright, a little oversaturated. I apologize for that. I was kind of messing with some settings, and you know, I'm about as noob as it gets when it comes to camera and AV stuff. But hopefully it's good enough for this stream, guys. I feel like this color actually, that's like fairly true to real life. AKB James, evening to you as well. Hope you're doing well, man. What board are you rocking right now? Looks like a Canon Keys board based on the color, but I'm not sure. This is a Polaris. I've been using my Polaris lately. Polycarbonate half plate. And some Gateron inks. And that is GMK Dual Shot for anyone wondering. Flip spacebar for the truly enlightened. Indigo asks, will it top Clack on Thursday? I'm not exactly sure what you're asking. Feel free to rephrase, though. We don't stream on Thursdays anymore, though. Our normal show is on Friday, though the last couple weeks have been a little wonky because Jay hurt his back recently, kind of badly. He has a slipped disc. I don't know how much... he's probably shared this before, I think. But yeah, the last couple days have been pretty rough for him. He was kind of in the hospital, I think maybe even multiple times. Slip disc is no real joke, and I definitely feel for him. So send Jay some loving messages when you get the chance. Hopefully to make him feel a little bit better, because I imagine he's still in pain right now. And then the week before, I had gotten my second shot of the Moderna COVID vaccine, so I was not really feeling myself last Friday. Well, I guess the Friday before last. So, it's been a while, guys. It's been a while, but thank you all so much for joining so far. Appreciate it, guys. Yeah, usually Fridays at 1, and then my build streams are a little random, because it's kind of whenever I have stuff to do, as well as whenever I have energy and time. Also, is the music too loud, guys? Let me know. Kind of hard to test from my end, so I want to make sure it's not too loud, but also not too quiet. Getting a Whale 75 soon. Nice. Or maybe you can get an Allison. Grundy, thank you for the Prime, man. 28 months. You're a scholar and or a gentleman. I would kill to get an Allison. Yeah, so unfortunately, I don't really have a ton of details to share about it in terms of the actual group buy, because as far as I'm aware, very little has been decided in terms of that. With that said, I do believe we have Mr. Petrov here watching, at least for the first hour or so. So if you have any questions, hopefully he will be here to field any that you have. And hopefully I can answer some as well with the board right in front of me. So I'll wait just a couple more minutes, then we'll officially get started here, guys. I appreciate your patience, though. Consider it taken. Yeah, I imagine this won't be a particularly cheap board, but that's our hobby, right? Sometimes you gotta pay for the quality. Obsidian says, hoping to have my very own Allison at some point. I think it's going to be a good one. I'm actually, the more I've gotten closer to this build stream, the more excited I've gotten to do the build. Really excited to see how this works. I feel like this is going to be like a very classic feeling board, particularly because A, we're using a half plate, and B, we're using cherry branded switches. So because of that, I feel like we're going to get kind of like obviously it's a palm half plate, which is maybe a little bit more modern and fancy, but you know, we're still going to have kind of a play on a PCB mount board here with the half plate, so I'm pretty excited for it. Should be pretty awesome. Shonda Palsy says, what the heck am I even looking at? Whatever, it looks great. Well, this is the Allison, man. This is the Allison. Allison, palm half plate. USB-C daughter board. This is a pretty high-end board, so it sports a lot of the fancier features, of course. Oh man, you can really see that on camera. You can really see that kind of dive, that kind of very gentle cutout that phases down, which I believe is for acoustic reasons. Yoni's giving up his soul to Mr. Petrov. Seems like a fair trade for an Allison board. Petrov says, for folks, this anno that Brian has is the same RAL code as the Heine TKL1 of the same color. Heine kindly okayed it. Awesome. So this is kind of like the, what's the exact name for this one, Petrov? I know we've been calling it Champagne, and I assume that could be it, but just for the sake of me getting the information correct. So it's a lovely color. Can we get a view of the butt? Yeah. I'm just messing with you guys. Just messing with you guys. Gasket? Yeah, it's going to be gasket as well. So very, very nice butt here, as you'd expect. Lots of phenomenal... I'll show this off more later, guys, so don't worry too much. But yeah, lots of nice curvature, lots of nice big brass weight here. Love seeing that, obviously. And also, this is a prototype. I'll say this probably several times throughout the stream. This is a prototype. The final revision will probably have some tweaks, of course, including a stylized signature. I think down here in the bottom left. It might be the bottom right, but I think it was the bottom left. So that'll be pretty awesome, too. I'm a little bummed that the prototype doesn't have it, because I feel like it'd be really nice to see. But, I mean, that's what prototyping's for, right? Didn't know the weight has a bend crevice on the inside. I didn't either until I talked to Mr. Petrov about it after it came in. Is the butt also the bottom of the internal case? Well, as you can see here, the weight goes all the way through. So this is the weight. We'll take this apart, of course, and we'll look at it a bit more in detail momentarily, of course. curves. Got it. Yeah, the word butt will probably get used a lot today. Wouldn't want to bring my kids into it either. Yeah, that's fair. I was joking about this the other day. I really like that the board is named after Mr. Petrov's wife, and then the accompanying numpad, which I don't have here, but obviously it's kind of like a matching accompanying numpad, very nice, is named after one of his cats, I believe. So, pretty hilarious there. I like that. Certainly not the first or second or third or fourth board to be named after a wife or girlfriend or otherwise female, and I'm sure it won't be the last. Herald? Yeah, we need a herald. So the Matilda is the numpad, right? We need the herald, which would be like a macro pad, not necessarily a numpad. I think that would be interesting. Herald would be knocking the board over. Hey man, that's what cats do, alright? It's a cat's world, we're just living in it. Congrats, Sean, on your first CRP set. That's awesome. Odd layout? We'll explain the layout a little bit more in a few minutes. Because I think the way the layout was described to me was quite hilarious. Alright guys, we're going to roll the intro. We're going to get started here. Hey look, it's me, I'm back. Just like I promised. How's it going, guys? Hope you're all doing well today. Thanks for joining in early. Appreciate it. We're going to be taking a look at a pretty special board today. This is the prototype of the Allison, which is a board designed by Mr. Petrov. A lot of other people involved in that as well, so I definitely want to make sure everyone, you know, gets credit where it's due, and I believe AKB James was pretty heavily involved in this. Of course, my co-host Jay over at Prototypist, also heavily involved as well. So definitely several people working on this, and this is, well, not necessarily the finished product, but quite close to the finished product, being a prototype. Like I mentioned just a few moments ago, there's going to be a couple final tweaks and kind of revisions before it hits group buy, which we have no idea when that's going to happen. I don't have any of the details because none of the details have really been decided on yet. So things like pricing, you know, unit count, timeline, things like that, I'm not going to be able to answer. Sorry, guys. Flip it over. We need to see the Allison bottom. I just had it flipped over. But don't worry, you'll get to see all angles of this board today. Who is Jay? He's just some bloke. The Korean pop star. There you go. Hello and good day. How's it going, Timmy? To be honest, the design was very much a collaborative effort, but Petrov was the driving force behind most of it. Well, I would assume so, just based on what it's designed by. So, I totally forgot to grab the picture here, but, let me go grab this real quick. There's a very particular picture that you guys can look at here. There we go. I guess I could probably show it on screen. That's probably what I should do. One second, guys. Probably my window capture is kind of busted. Nope, that's not what I'm looking for. We're getting there. We're gonna get there. Alright. Here we go. So this picture, I believe, is a picture of Mr. Petrov's wife, if I'm not mistaken, striking a yoga pose of sorts. I'm not an expert on yoga. I have no idea. But that is the inspiration behind the design of this board, as well as the kind of stylized logo. Oh, you guys can kind of see it down here. This kind of stylized little logo here. There you go. So there's kind of the design, as it were. Pretty cool, huh? The logo is a simplified version of the IRL Allison doing yoga. She teaches yoga amongst other things. Logo designed by One Creative Mind. Awesome. Yeah. Shout out to One Creative Mind. Always a great designer. Good person. Love seeing that. Just print the pic out and tape it to the weight. Oh golly. Oh golly. Anyways, I think it's about time we crack this board open and kind of see what the internals are like and start the build process. Just for reference, I have everything prepared that I need here. I have my Cherry Hyperglides here, which are more or less just a modern MX Black, just with a fancier name. These have been lubed with 205 grade 0, springs done with GPL 105, that was requested. And then we also have some Zeal stabilizers here that I lubed before the stream as well. So lubed stuff, good stuff. Daughter board already installed. I got the PCB right here. I did plug it in the other day and test it. It did seem to be working. So that's good. We also have the gaskets over here that you can't really see, that are off to my right. I have a top gasket for above the plate, a bottom gasket for below the plate, of course, and then this, gosh, I don't even know what to call this. So this is kind of what's going to be going inside the case, excuse me, in lieu of foam. So this is essentially a very thin, I think it's silicone, a very thin silicone dampener, I guess, half dampener, because it's only around the edges. So this is kind of supposed to be here to achieve a specific kind of acoustic, which I think is pretty cool. I'm supposed to try it with and without this, so that'll be pretty interesting to see how this affects it. Obviously, putting foam in your board is relatively popular for some people, but it really does drastically alter how the board sounds in particular. So we could see that here, or it could be something a little bit more minor. I feel like based on the size and kind of thickness, density here, this is probably going to do something, but probably not a whole lot. With that said, I'm often wrong. But yeah, those are the gaskets. I'm a little worried about the gaskets. I feel like I'm going to accidentally rip this middle portion here because there's so little material around these kind of giant gaping holes in the gasket, as it were. So yeah, we'll get to the gaskets soon. But let's go ahead and dive into this. I'm going to go ahead and open this up for the first time. Also, something to note is you'll see hex screws here, I believe, throughout the board. However, the final version is supposed to have Torx, which is pretty awesome, because I prefer Torx. And obviously, if I prefer it, that means it's better. Where's the cilantro button? That is the logo. Press the logo, and cilantro just falls on you. It's incredible. Absolutely phenomenal. Is it ultra thin or ribbed? It's definitely too thick for that, I'll tell you that. Doesn't matter if you rip the gasket in half. It's self-adhesive, so it'll work just fine without being connected. Fair enough. I won't worry too much about that then. Alright, let's get this open. Like, this is the size that doesn't come with the Nanch. J-Shuff, thank you so much for the 31 months, man. Honestly, a pleasure to have you. Some people put gummy worms on ice cream. Do people really do that? That's a thing? Gummy worms on ice cream? Do any of you guys in chat do that? Gummy worms on ice cream? That seems really strange to me. Maybe I'm just not... I'm not, like, up on all the cool things. Is that, like, a cool thing? Gummy worms on ice cream, like... I'm not gonna be able to sleep tonight now, guys. Thanks. Seems like an American thing. You're right. It does seem like an American thing. J-Shep, thank you so much for the 500 bits, man. Quakemz Allison bits. Oh, man. Be careful how you word it, right? I don't want Mr. Petrov tracking me down and beating me up. You know, thinks I'm going after his wife, right? You know? So I'm building the Allison. I'm having a date with Allison right now. Wouldn't they harden up? The gummy worms? Probably, right? That makes sense. Like frozen gummy worms, that's a thing, right? A little bit harder. It would soften them up. Really? The gaskets are very soft pour on, if anyone's interested. Yes, very soft pour on. Alright. 6 screws here for the case, which I like because I just like fewer screws. That's just me. Logo, you can take that out there. Beard hair, that does not come with your purchase. Unfortunately. Or maybe it does, I don't know. Alright, really kind of interesting looking plate here. So also something to keep in mind is that this prototype was kind of designed to be used multitude of ways. So we're going to be using it in kind of the gasket configuration here by putting the gasket both on top and on the bottom here in these little grooves. But this prototype is also kind of designed to be a top mount if you'd like it. However, I do not believe the final version will have the same feature. I believe he's going with strictly the gasket mount, which is probably the right choice anyways. So there is that, guys. Oh, I was trying to figure out what these are for, and I just realized it's for the for those screws there. All right, cool. So, like I mentioned before, palm half plate. Very nice. So we're going to be getting kind of a pseudo PCB mount experience, which I am all for because I love half plates. I have a half plate in this. Absolutely love it. I have a couple PCB mounted boards. I love those as well. I think that works. I think it's a really good choice, particularly with Cherry branded switches. It's a very kind of classic, iconic feel and sound. But obviously here it's going to be a little bit more modern because we have a gasket mount implementation, very nice board, and a palm half plate. So nice kind of fusion of old school and new school, as it were. The reason we used soft pour on was twofold. It allowed a nice amount of plate bounce, and 2, it allowed the 2 halves of the case to compress sufficiently to avoid any excess seam gap. Good call. I hear the creator of this board eats like Vegemite on their ice cream. I prefer Tim Tams. Vegemite on ice cream, that seems like not the play, I gotta be honest. Alright, well let's put the gaskets on now. Let's just get that out of the way because that's the thing that I'm like most worried about right now. So let's get that done first. We'll do the bottom gasket, followed by the top. I don't know why I'm so worried about the gaskets. Mr. Petrov's right. If I tear it, it's not a big deal, but I don't know. I don't want to tear it. All right, so this looks to be the bottom gasket. This is really cool. I don't know. I'm assuming the final version might be like this as well, but it's kind of keyed to where you can't really do it wrong. As you can see here, this particular gasket actually has a circle cut out here on the side to accommodate for the side with the logo. So as long as you keep all of those particular features on the proper side, then you don't really have to worry about doing this wrong. This is also for the top side too. That's how I know that's the top gasket. Very cool. And again, we'll start with this rubber dampener as well. We'll try that out first, and depending on how that goes, we might take that out and give it a shot as well. Make sure you're hydrating, guys. It's also one of the hottest days we've had so far this year. So it's kind of warm in my office. So if you see me just kind of sweating bullets, that's probably why. Petrov says the current plan is to have alternative Anno color logo badges, so you can mix and match logo colors with keycap sets. Awesome. Love the customizability there. Does it come with Mr. Petrov's beard hair? It might. Mr. Petrov's like a real man though. He's like a businessman. He's like, he's very kind of soigné. He doesn't have a beard, right? He shaves probably. He's not a hobo like me. You guys still got me thinking about these gummy worms, man. On ice cream. That just seems like overkill. Just start at one end and do one side at a time. Alright, that's the plan. Cool. The cutouts for the gasket, though, the areas for them, really good stuff. Oh, I should probably I have to pop these little holes out first, don't I? That makes sense. That way I can actually get the screws through the ends there. Oh, yeah. I'm a few messages behind in chat, I'm sorry. So yeah, we're going to poke these out. Should I poke them all out or just the ones that I need, Mr. Petrov? Do you think it matters? Obviously, I have to poke out at least these four corners. But since, do I need to poke these out? I actually don't know. Maybe I should just do them all for the hell of it. Poke them all out, but it doesn't matter. Alright. For the sake of consistency, we'll just do them all. So how you guys all doing today on a gosh, what day is it? Monday? On a Monday evening? Hopefully you guys had a good day. I know Monday is not everyone's favorite. I like Mondays because I often have them off, and, well, today I get to build a sweet board. Hard to hate on that, right? Alright, oh, one more. Nice. Don't need these. Alright, so we're gonna take this slow. Take it very, very slow. Had kind of a slow day, listen to some good music. Heck yeah, man. Good music's always makes the day better, right? If you're not listening to music every day, I don't know what you're doing with your life. We'll be back soon with a jug of water and take a sip with you. Awesome, man. Awesome. Gotta hydrate. It's important. Will there be regional proxies? I don't know. That's hopefully one Mr. Petrov can answer. All right, so yeah, I'm gonna take this very slow. We'll do one side, and then just work our way slowly to the other. This is, of course, adhesive. All right. I'm gonna kind of slowly push this as I pull the paper off with my other hand. And as worried as I usually am about this, I do usually do this pretty well, oddly enough. Okay, this is 10 out of 10 gasket application experience right here, let me tell you. And no, I'm not being sarcastic. It was actually pretty easy. Wow, look at that. Not too bad. Not too bad. I hate to toot my own horn, but, you know, I love to toot my own horn. Shout out to Mr. Petrov. I have gasket residue everywhere. I told myself there'd be no sexual references on the show today. Nice job. Thanks, man. Thanks. That's pretty good, I gotta admit. Wow. These strips, though, I gotta be honest, they leave residue everywhere. We'll clean that up more later. Very nice. All right, let's swap, and we'll do the top now, just to get that out of the way. Brand new desk mat. Black specks all over it now. The sacrifices we go through to build boards. Narrator, that was a lie. Yes. It's like a... I grew up watching Mari, man. So when I was a kid, I only had like one channel. I mean, depending on... I lived pretty deep in the woods. And usually the only channel I got was Fox. If the weather was like particularly good, you might get like Como 4 or whatever my local channels were. Alright, so this goes like that. Again, cut out for the logo. So yeah, anyways, I watched a lot of... Oh, I gotta poke these out. I watched a lot of things like Mari and Jerry Springer, because when you only have one channel, you watch what's on. And we couldn't get internet where I was. because we were just too deep into the woods, so didn't really have internet for a lot of the time. And when we did finally get it, it was like, you know, it was incredibly slow. And I don't mean like DSL slow. I mean like 14.4K slow. Like people had 56K, and that was like nuts. That was so fast compared to what I had. So, needless to say, I actually spent a lot of time outside, or playing video games. But when I was watching stuff, it was always Fox, man. I saw the birth of a Family Guy, Futurama, King of the Hill. Watched a lot of The Simpsons. All right. You're at work, Zui? You work too hard, man. Mr. Petrov cut it himself. Hey man, that's... If you actually cut this entire thing by hand, that's pretty wild. What's the board on my desk today? This is a Polaris. AIO3's Polaris, 60%. Lovely board. One of my favorite boards in my collection. Alright, let's put this one on. Make sure I have the orientation correct here. And again, we'll start on the left side. Sorry if my head's in the way, guys. Trying to do this accurately. You guys better not be putting gummy worms on your ice cream. I'm watching you. Alright, this is going very well. Just want to let you guys know. I'm hyper-focused. If anything, this one was a little too long, which is fine. Kind of just smush that up a bit there. All right. Nice. Nice. I'm happy. I'm happy with this. Awesome. So who all is hyped for this board? Anyone here going to be attempting to get one of these once the group buy does hopefully inevitably go live? Who's looking out for the Allison? All right, so we have gaskets applied. Here we have a better look of this kind of internal. I'll try to give you a look at this because this is actually quite interesting. So we have this kind of internal. It's very shallow, but it's like a cutout in the weight, which I'm almost certain is for acoustic reasons. I'm sure Mr. Petrov told me, but being kind of a hipster, I forget. But very, very interesting. So, yeah, this little area right here, it just dips in ever so slightly. Very gentle. Very interesting, though. Shatapat, thank you so much for the tier 1 for 7 months, man. Very kind of you. You could trim the end. That's what I should have done. That's what I should have done, but it wasn't too bad. It was only like a millimeter or 2 extra. Iwane is going to try for one. Not surprising. Iwane has one of the more epic collections out of the people I know. Very cool. Yoni Wolf going to be trying one. It could be James in on day 0. Unsurprising. Unsurprising, as you have a large part to play in the board, I'm assuming. All right. So we got the gaskets on. Let's work on the PCB next. We'll get some stabilizers in. We'll give them a little test. And then we'll go from there. Set this aside for now. Silly pair, obviously completely banned from the group buy, from what it looks like. So as you can see here, we actually have the logo on the PCB as well. Very cool. So this is a Yankar PCB, so you know it's good stuff. Designed in the UK. Got the Prototypist logo as well. Yeah. Very, very nice. Is this whose logo is that? Is this yours, James? I feel stupid for not knowing. Very cool. So there's the daughter board connector there, JST, and the best part of the PCB, naturally, is Allison's button here. There's Allison has a little button, little tiny button. Kind of rub that a bit. Yeah. There you go. I can't tell if it's a missed opportunity for something even sillier, but TOS, Brian? I am a professional at skirting TOS. What are you talking about? Come on. This is totally fine. It's a button. I was pressing the button. I was just pressing it. Sometimes you gotta press a button. It's there to be pressed. There's a reason, right? That's Yankar? Oh, it is. Okay, my bad. My bad. So, Yankar's logo. I guess it's on both sides. I don't know why I flipped it over for that. I did this work on behalf of Prototypus, so my logo isn't there. Fair enough. Fair enough. Whose button were you pressing? It's Allison's. Can't you see? Can't you read? Allison's button. It's right there. Don't ask why there's lube all around it, which was totally not intentional. I actually have no idea why that's there. I don't think that was for me, actually. I think that was for Petrov or someone else. Anyways, we're gonna go ahead and throw some stabilizers on here, give those a little test. I would, please. So this is scalloped. Oh, the inside of the case. Yeah, that's actually a good way to put that. Yeah. As long as Mr. Petrov isn't mad at me, I don't think I've gotten too far yet. Took 56 minutes for a Petrov-related stream to get there. Impressive, really. Oh man, I have been live for 56 minutes already. Jesus. I've done like nothing except for put gaskets on. I'm like the worst. I'm the worst keyboard streamer, I swear. Alright, so let's look at this plate real quick. Check out our layout options here. I'm going to be going for a standard backspace, a split right shift, and a 7U spacebar. And I believe the spacebar is that's my only option here, which is totally fine, because why wouldn't you use 7U spacebar? Come on. So yeah, there you go. Oh, Mr. Petrov, I think I forgot to ask. You probably told me, but I don't know how far up in our conversation it is. Do you want normal backspace or split backspace? Or not backspace, sorry, caps lock. Normal caps lock, stepped caps lock. So one of the, while I get an answer to that, one of the cool things about this board is the layout. And you might notice that it's a little different. It's probably not something you're used to seeing. You could call this a 75%. I guess I would too. But as you can tell, it's definitely not your normal 75%, as it does not have a right side macro column, nor does it have dedicated arrow keys down here on the right. So very, very interesting here. So while you certainly could call it a 75%, it's very different from other 75% layouts. We do have a macro column here on the left instead of the right, as well as you know, your F keys up here above the what is essentially just a win keyless 60% right here in the main cluster. So very, very interesting layout, and I am told that the reason for this particular layout is kind of multifold. Partially for gaming, which I totally respect. So obviously when you're gaming and you play, I don't know, a lot of shooters, for instance, like I do, you swing your mouse around a lot like this. And if your keyboard is rather large, then you might go ahead and accidentally whack your hand on your keyboard like so. So obviously you don't really want to do that. That's not fun. So that's why I prefer 60%, is because that doesn't usually ever happen to me on a 60%. But anything larger, it does happen here and there. So I respect that. This is basically a 60% in terms of how far over to the right it goes. But you obviously still have a lot more functionality. Mr. Petrov plays a lot of MMOs, I believe. So he has the F row here. This is very much a layout kind of for him. And the macro column on the left side. And anyway, so the main reason here is so you can have your left hand you know, be able to use some navigation keys over here on the left side, while your right hand, presumably you're right-handed in this scenario, is left to do other things, if you know what I'm saying. So that's, you got to respect Mr. Petrov for the forwardness of being able to you get the best out of both of your hands, as it were. It's all about I'm trying to like word this in ways that is not like terrible and is still relatively family friendly. But yeah. So you have you have your left hand on your navigation cluster as you're searching through some of your favorite websites, and then your right hand is down here. Anyways, that's what I'll say about that. So very, very innovative there. I'm a lefty, so this board obviously is already ruled out for me, but that's okay. We sometimes we switch hit too. You got two hands. Efficient use of both hands. Exactly. You guys get it. You guys get it. Petrov, did you write the script for this stream? No, he did not. In fact, I was really worried about going into the stream how I was going to talk about some of these things without getting a little too PG-13, if you know what I'm saying. What was I doing? Stabilizers. Okay. Now I'm all thinking of other stuff. So yes. Anyways, we're going with 7U spacebar, normal backspace, split right shift, and then did we come to a decision on the caps lock, Mr. Petrov? Do you want normal? Do you want stepped caps lock? Assuming you're still here, definitely let me know, please. Step caps? Awesome. Knee Deep says, hey, friends. How's it going? How you doing today? Thanks for stopping by. I'm an hour into this build stream and I haven't even gotten the stabilizers installed yet. This is a very much a top Clack build stream. That's okay. Once we get going here, we should fly through this pretty quickly. The gaskets are done. This should be a pretty straightforward building process. Sent the talking points through. No, but he should have. Petrov should have just sent me a list of particular phrases that he wanted me to say. That I probably wouldn't be able to say. Any thieving monkeys avail? Yeah, me, when I steal this board. Petrov thinks I'm just, doing a build stream, but really I'm just gonna run away with the board. As you might be able to tell from the PCB layout, the final group buy version will have a win key and win keyless versions available. Very cool. So blockers or none. However, let's be real. You're going to want to go with the blockers. If you're a cool kid like me. Absolutely no HHKB ever. I'm a fan of HHKB, but on this particular board, I fully agree. I think HHKB is probably not the choice on this particular board. All right, bam, stabilizer's in. Let's go ahead and let's put a few switches in for stability, and then we'll test. I'm gonna grab some keycaps. I can find some keycaps. I was asked to use something a little bit more beige on this, so I'm going to be going with GMK 9009, which I don't see it on a board, so I'm assuming it's not on a board. So it's just a matter of finding it, which I should have done before the stream. I apologize, guys, but it shouldn't take me too long to find. That looks like it could be 9009. Oh boy, we're looking. I think this is 9009. Oh, yeah, okay, cool, it is. What about HHKB on an Efroless 1800 CP? I'm trying to picture it. Do you have a link? Can you show me? Can you show me the layout? That seems kind of excessive. I don't... See, the thing about HHKB is I think it really does work best on like a 60%, because it feels kind of like unnecessary to do it on anything larger, just because like the board's already larger. Why are you trying to like omit keys at that point? Not that I think it's necessarily bad, like what is that duck board? Not the Jetfire. I can't remember the duck board, but there's a duck board that does something kind of similar. I think that looks fine. Just maybe not my cup of tea. If I'm going to have a larger board, I kind of want the keys there most of the time. You know, the exception kind of being like TKLs maybe. I like win keyless TKLs. I think win key TKLs are totally fine, but I definitely prefer the win keyless variety whenever possible. All right, I like how sturdy these switches are going into the PCB. That's always a good sign. And I actually lubed these switches, so obviously they're going to be incredibly good. Don't get me wrong, I'm in either way, but all of a sudden there's a hard decision to make. You gotta go win keyless, my dude. Come on. When we're finished, we'll I mean, obviously you'll get to see it. I think it's just gonna look better. Because really, here's the thing, guys. Don't look at this like a 75%, or at least I'm not. Look at it as like a 60% with benefits. And yes, you can quote me on that. Being a palm half plate, it's very flexible, which is cool, because that's the kind of typing experience I like, but it does make getting some switches into the plate a little more difficult, at least at first. But that's okay. It's a price we are willing to pay. There we have the new layout name, 60 with benefits. You can use it if you want. That's just, but like real talk though, like that's just how I look at it, because like for my purposes, which is a lot of gaming and like other stuff like that when I'm at my desk, you know, it's a 60% because it just gives me the space that I need in the space that I need it, which is awesome. Obviously there's more keys, but like I wouldn't want to call it a 75% because it doesn't have arrow keys, and I feel like to have a 65 or 75%, you have to have those arrow keys, whether they're on the left or the right. But here you can't really do that. So that's how I view it. Obviously, if Mr. Petrov is like, it's a 75%, that's how I'm going to sell it, I'd be like, all right, fine. But I've said my piece on that. The tolerances on this, between the plate, the PCB, and the little PCB mount legs on the switches are very nice. These are going in like perfectly, but they're still kind of rigid. They're still applying some stability here, which is exactly what I like when I build a board like this. Okay, I gotta test these stabilizers. Take my headphones off for that so I can actually hear them. You have to pay me royalties now? No, you can have that for free, Mr. Petrov. No royalties required. Can I find a backspace? Asking shall receive. Stabs came out very well, guys. Is that a warped 9009 spacebar or the replacement one? I bought this set secondhand, so I don't think I got a replacement. This is actually a totally fine 7U 9009 spacebar. I don't know how well you can see it, but like really, there's not really any warping. I guess like a little bit there, but I could have it pushed down more on the ends too. But, I mean, all things considered, this is pretty solid spacebar. Okay, so those all sound good. They feel good. They return well. Let's put some switches in. Called an F-row 60%? Yeah, you could too. F-row 60%. Then you have the macro column too. Because there are 60% with F-rows that don't have the macro column. But I guess 60 with benefits doesn't really get the point across either. It's just fun to say. Hey, Treeleaf, how you doing, man? Hope you're doing well, my friend. 60 with benefits sounds better than Southpaw Aeroless 75. I mean, Southpaw Aeroless 75 gets the point across better, but it's not as fun to say. And now we put switches in. People might notice that the left macro keys are actually plateless there. We wanted to keep that left macro column flexible and not the classic stiffness that you get from macro column keys. So there you go, guys. Good point too, because I totally spaced on this and forgot to mention it. But as you can tell here, the macro column, all 5 of these keys are open, so it's not actually surrounded by plate like everywhere else on the plate, for instance, like the F row. So usually you might have you know, some extra plate here, but these are going to be a little bit more PCB mounty on the macro column, just like the normal alpha cluster is, which I think is pretty cool. I lubed 80 switches. I hope that's enough. I did a quick count in my head the other day, and I feel like this uses fewer switches than a standard 75% because it does have fewer keys on the top row, and it doesn't have dedicated arrows, and it's win keyless. So I'm pretty sure 80 keys has me covered here, 80 switches. But it's going to be hilarious if I put 80 switches in and I'm going to have to lube one more. But sometimes that's just life, you know? Keep talking, I'll end up half plate win keyless. This is half plate win keyless. This is, I think this is going to be the... This is going to be the choice. I don't know about colors. Do we have colors established yet, Mr. Petrov? Aside from, I believe that the red that you really liked and the champagne. Do we have any other leaks? Any teasers for these lovely folks in chat? They're all information hungry, obviously. We did decide on stepped caps lock as well, which is the right choice. Glorified MX blacks. It's true. I gotta be honest. These aren't any better than a standard MX black, and it's not really as good as a lot of the retools that I've had. With that said, I think I did a pretty good job lubing them, and they're lubed with 205 grade 0, which is pretty forgiving anyways, so I think they came out fairly well, all things considered. I'm pretty happy with them. Could have been better if, you know, we had spent, I just spent a pin there. Where's my switch taker outer? Oh, here's a Rama one. That works. I forgot what I was talking about. Oh, the switches. Yeah, so the switches are Cherry Hyperglides, and really they are just MX Blacks. I kind of mangled the pin on that one, so I'm going to set that aside, and hopefully I don't need it. Color's still work in progress, but actual shortlist is the Champagne, E-White, Black Anno, and the Burnt Orange that Jay's been refining for some time. Nice, nice. Where's my camera bouncing? What is going on here? Sorry about that, guys. Had some cables kind of wrapped up there. That was causing a little bit of issue. Hopefully this will be better. I don't want it all bouncing around. That should be a little bit better. I don't have a fancy like frame that my camera goes on. I literally just use a boom arm that's connected to it's so janky. Connected to a drawer system actually. It's not even connected to my desk because it would just wobble more. I want to get a frame eventually, but it should be okay. Camera shouldn't really move much from now. Cool. The orange is solid. The orange would be awesome. You know, sounds like orange is going to be the choice. Boom arm for the boomer. I am a boomer, man. I used to be hip. I used to be with it, and they changed what it was. And now what it is scary and confusing. Yeah, I mean, it sounds like the orange is going to be the choice. Do we have any pictures of the orange, Mr. P? Would love to share one of those in the Twitch chat if there is one. From Jay's Insta. Nice. Nice. I broke, thought about her, gonna vomit, BRB. Sean, it's all good, man. We're here for you. We're just chilling here. It's gonna be all good. You're gonna go on with your life. Things are gonna be awesome. You have a bright future ahead of you. And then in 10 years from now, you're gonna look back just like I did, and you're gonna be like, wow, I was a dumb teenager. True Leaf says, okay, gotta go to tutoring. I will catch you all later, but thank you for the stream. Thanks for stopping by, man. Good luck with the tutoring. Education, very important. And yeah, thanks for stopping by, man. Pick in your Discord DM. Oh, okay. Can you post the link in the Twitch chat as well? I guess I can do that, actually. Or, you know, that works too. I'll try to show this off real quick. There we go. There's the orange. So this is the Lodestone prototype by the looks of it. So very, very nice orange. If I recall, this is supposed to be like pretty similar to one of Jay's cars, right? One of his favorite rides. I could be wrong about that, but it's either way, it's an absolutely lovely orange. Really, really nice there. I still have the picture of Mr. Petrov's wife open, and now I feel like a creeper. I'm going to change that tab. Yeah, so really cool there on the macro column there. As you can see, the plate doesn't even touch the switches. This is plateless on the macro column, quote unquote plateless. Very cool to see. Right, got some more switches to put in here. Making good progress though, despite the incredibly slow start. It's a very seamless kind of process build, all things considered. His Datsun Fairlady, yeah, he's been dialing in close to his car. Awesome. Yeah, it's a phenomenal color. And you know, me being somewhat colorblind, I probably can't even fully appreciate it, but even to my crappy eyes, it looks really, really nice. Oh, man, I love the way this looks. The way half plates and just MX blacks look in a board, I think is really, really special. What is that? Hopefully that's not an issue. There's like a weird spot on the PCB that looks like, it almost looks like a pad. I don't know how well this is going to work. This is probably not going to work very well. But right there. Try to get some lighting on it. There's like a weird spot next to the hole on this switch. I have no idea. I'll try to take a picture for you. I don't think it'll be an issue. I'll send this one to you, Mr. P. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be an issue, but we'll see what happens. It's weird though. It almost looks like a pad, like a. Yeah, it's so weird. Maybe it's just missing like silk screen there or something. Who knows? Shouldn't really be an issue though, like I said. It's all good. I'm feeling hopeful. Okay, puke is over, not fun. You got this, man. You got this. We're here for you. You do got this. It might not always seem like it, but trust me, you got this. Except my autofocus does not got this. Yeah, also your camera's on focus. Yeah, my camera do not got this. I want to get a different camera. I like the Lumix G7 for some things, but I think it just has such bad autofocus. I really want to get like a Sony a6000 series, simply for the autofocus. Looks like I have enough switches. How about it, Mr. P? How the other PCBs looking? Do they have that same weird spot? The other PCB didn't have it? Well, alright then. I feel special. Well, if there's an issue, which I don't think there will be, we'll figure it out. The switch seems to sit in there fine. It doesn't really have any verticality. It just looks like there's like no silkscreen there or something. It looks like there's some kind of pad, like a solder pad there. But I mean, it's not touching it's not touching the pins anyway. It's only touching the plastic PCB legs, so shouldn't be an issue. Summer just around the corner. That's right, man. Just try to live your life. Have a good time. Yeah. Work on you. You're still very young, right? Got a lot of life ahead of you. You're going to have a lot of experiences, both good and bad. Looks like a manufacturing snag. Yeah. Yeah, most likely. But it's all good. Should be alright. We'll test all the switches after soldering. PCB did show up in VIA, so that's a good start. Still a lot of life, but not much childhood left. That's fair. That's why you gotta enjoy it while you can, right? The PCB just has character. There you go. There you go, man. Do I have just enough switches here? I think I have just enough switches. Good guesstimation. Sad to think about. Trust me, man. Things will change. Things will get better. Oh, I got one extra switch. 2 extra switches. Okay, so I lubed 80 and I have 2 left over. So this particular configuration, 78 switches. So nice to have a couple spares anyways, just in case there's an issue with one of them or something like that. Alright, let's go ahead and take a look at this. I'm going to go ahead and make sure all the pins are pushed through and fully in there. Make sure I didn't destroy any more of them. That way I don't have to stop while I'm soldering to fix one. Alright, everything looks good. Now time to check to make sure all the switches are in all the way. Pretty easy if you just eye down the lines there. You can kind of see if any of them happen to be up. Or kind of off kilter, as it were. But these are all looking pretty darn good. There's a beard hair there. It's a little souvenir for Petrov, of course. Alright, looking sublime. Hydration break, ladies and gentlemen. And you can hit the button through the hole. That's right. So there you go. Just because there's something covering the button doesn't mean you can't touch it. Don't clip that out of context. But yeah, joking aside, you can hit the bootloader button right there, or whatever that's called. I'm not a PCB expert, but the button to put the PCB in bootloader. Love that. Just push right down there through that little hole. And doesn't that look nice? It's not even in the board. Palm half plate, Cherry MX, Hyperglides, everything lubed up. Love that. All right. Go ahead and I'm gonna grab a little mat, which is right underneath me, that I use for soldering because I don't want to ruin this desk mat quite yet. Though I'm sure it'll get ruined eventually. This is just a cheap-ass Amazon mouse mat I got many, many years ago. That pretty much just serves as a soldering and desoldering mat, as you can probably tell from all the flux and burns. Excellent. Even now, so many designs don't get that detail right. I know, right? Gotta love a functional hole. I can get behind a functioning hole, as I'm sure can Mr. Petrov. Alright, soldering iron, brass sponge, solder here. Whoops, as I drop that. Don't worry, we'll probably be okay. Go ahead and warm this bad boy up. Move those out of the way. My god, I find all this innuendo incredibly disrespectful. Do you? I can't tell if you're trolling me or not. If you're not trolling, then I'm definitely sorry. What a setup. Yes. Nope, you're not trolling me? Am I being disrespectful, guys? I'm sorry. I do know you well enough. If innuendos upset you, I wouldn't know what to think anymore. I feel like the world would have just kind of come to a halt. My gosh, it's warm in here though. All right, no Fume Extractor because I'm, you know, not very smart. Petrov literally sent me a nude while he was typing with the other hand. Well, you know, not all of us are lucky enough to receive Petrov's nudes. Alright, so let me go ahead and get this soldering over with here so we can get to the best part of final assembly and cap installation. Try to solder from an angle you guys can actually see. I'm a pro at getting my enormous head in the way. My enormous, probably balding head. And we'll take a little page from Jay's book right now, actually, since he's feeling under the weather. Has some serious back issues at the moment, so that's why we didn't stream on Friday. So shout out to him. Hopefully he's doing well. But he likes to do a little open AMA while he solders, and I think I'll do the same. So guys, if you have any questions for me, any that I'm able to answer on stream, whether keyboard or not, please do let me know. And I will try to answer those as I solder. And I'll even answer them truthfully. You know, fountain pens are amazing. That was always a hobby I never got into, but they seem pretty cool. That was always like one of the big EDC hobbies, right? I don't think I could handle another hobby, honestly. I just couldn't. I can't even handle keyboards. Do you keep a journal of your thoughts? If not, how do you log them? I don't keep a journal of my thoughts, but honestly, I probably should. It's something I've thought about even recently. As for how I log them, I guess I just don't, which is kind of bad. I feel like you should, right? I've never been the kind of person that has like a diary, or even the kind of person that takes pictures for the sake of memories, you know? I'm not saying you shouldn't do that, but that's just like never really been me. And there are times I regret it. Man, Petrov, you can look forward to some professional tier soldering, some amazing lubing. I'm building the shit out of this board. Again, not to toot my own horn, but thankfully I can thanks to this left-hand macro column. Something that I've been doing since May 5th. It's been a lot of help. That's awesome, man. If it's helping, definitely keep doing it. I should give it a try, honestly. Hey, Neb, how you doing, man? MRP? What is MRP? Oh, I see, Mr. P. It's just... okay. Okay. You guys are funny. I got it now. Don't worry. I'm only a little slow. Just a little slow. Still slow though. Swomy, what's up? How you doing? good. How about you? I'm doing good, man. It's my day off. I get to build a sweet board. Things are looking up, man. Have to head off. Have a nice build. Thanks, homie. Have a good one, man. Is that a... Oh, a notebook. Nice. I need to get one. I might have one somewhere. I just gotta find it. One of the good things about the internal acoustic chamber in the weight is you get a bit more space for the PCB flex without bottoming out. That's awesome. I mean, that's something you definitely kind of want on a palm half plate style build, right? You want some room for flex because there's certainly going to be a little here. That's kind of like a design feature, though, right? You want the board to be flexy because you need to be flexy to do yoga successfully. Is that like a 4D chess kind of thing? Because it should be, if it's not, you know? Is there anyone to drop a tip? Want to buy you a coffee? Oh, thank you so much, man. That's really kind of you. There is. Let me... I always forget what it is. It comes up every like 10 or 15 minutes. I'm man out of time. I am so out of time, dude. I cannot believe how boomer I feel compared to like 5 years ago. I feel very out of touch these days. Here we go. Let me just link this. There's a bot that pings the donation link every so often. But I'll post it there as well. You can tip straight there, or you can subscribe. You can donate bits, anything of your choosing. Of course, you don't have to. Don't feel pressured to, but we appreciate it. So, do you want to buy me a coffee? I will make sure it goes to coffee. Might have had to snag that link myself. I appreciate it. You don't no need to tip. You guys don't need to. It's certainly appreciated, but don't feel pressured just because it's there. Wait until the stuff you wore 5 years ago comes back on trend 30 years later as retro cool. Retro, man. It's not a word I wanted to use to describe myself, right? I like being with the times. I'm just like not anymore. Yeah. All right, 2 rows down, 4 to go. give you a little bit for you to maybe kickstart your journaling. Buy yourself something nice like a notebook or pencil, brother. Thanks, man. Appreciate that, Sean. I'll check out that notebook that you linked. I'll buy one of those. I'm gonna open that tab just so I can remember it. Bam. There we go. I'll pick up one of those. Thank you so much, man. It's really kind of you. Did the notification for that tip not even show up on screen? What's going on there? Is my bot broken? Maybe it showed up and I just didn't notice. It worked for the cup? Oh, it did? Okay. There's supposed to be like an audio cue for it too. Maybe I'm just deaf. Either way, thank you so much, man. Appreciate it, Sean. We vibing today. It's a banging track, man. I like this. Remember when I used to be fast at soldering? Pepperidge Farm remembers. Appreciate the Allison logo on the back of the PC as well. I know, right? It's on the back and the front. I mean, you can't really see it on the front, but... Oh, it's there. We're getting there, boys and girls. We're getting there. Thank you all for sticking with me. I assure you the payoff will be huge. 2 more rows to go.
Vamos.
We're almost there, guys. Almost there. I cannot wait to see this board fully assembled. I'm almost out of pages with my notebook. Wow, really? How many pages are in this? 70 sheets? Fair enough. Alright, I'm gonna unplug my soldering iron because I trust that I obviously did a phenomenal job. Probably didn't miss any. Cheers to you guys. This better sound amazing and I want a refund. I'm gonna guess this is gonna sound quite good if I had to guess. Alright. Make sure I did solder everything so I can get this mat out of my way. Never hurts to double check. Rushing a keyboard build is not usually a good idea. Alright, there's our completed assembly. So now we can actually get this thing put together. Test the PCB, of course, first before we fully assemble. But to do that, I'm going to obviously need the daughter board here. nice. All right. That can go. Oh wait, let's I'm gonna go ahead and put in the bottom. Again, I'm not gonna call it a foam, but it's kind of silicone liner, I guess. Again, curved at the top left here to align with the logo. So let's go ahead and put that on real quick. Trying to get that to stand up, but without hitting my space bar. Alright, so this... oh, I have to plug it anyways. What am I thinking? I swear I'm not entirely stupid. Maybe I am. I didn't want to call it the gasket foreskin. Yeah, I don't know what to call this. Like, you could just get fancy with it, right? You can just be like, it's an acoustic half dampener, you know. It's probably what I would call it. Anyways, this is supposed to kind of mildly adjust the sound to, I mean, hopefully be better, I suppose. So we'll keep that in, and we'll see what happens. Go ahead and try to line this up, set this on the gasket here. Sorry for my big fat head in the way, but I gotta have a top-down view of part of this. That looks pretty good. We could do some final adjustment here though, kind of like the key cold boards, since the plate actually isn't screwed in when using this gasket mount method. So it's just kind of pressure mounted, and then we'll use the 6 case screws to kind of get everything together. All right, it's looking pretty good. Again, sorry for my big fat head. Oh, I should have tested the PCB for. Oh well, you know what? We're just gonna be overconfident here. Now I'm gonna jinx it. Everything's gonna work perfectly. I'm gonna kind of do 4 corners at once. F it, we're doing it live. That's right. Doing it live, doing it uncut. Says AKB Dreams. Okay. I know this looks goofy as heck, but put that one in. Not fully tight, just gently finger tight there. Obviously, you kind of want to be really even when you're putting pressure on these gaskets, so when they're fully pushed in, fully compressed as it were, you know, there won't be any unevenness. You want consistency. Again, just barely finger tight. Do one corner, then do the opposing corner. Repeat, and then we'll do the 2 in the middle. Okay, these are going in pretty well. Gotta love it when it goes in easily. Rubber with benefits. Yeah, they're silly. Okay, these are all pretty finger tight here. I guess I should put caps on to better adjust the plate, right? That makes sense. We're gonna go ahead and put caps on here. Then we'll do they're all finger tight right now, but it's not fully tightened. We're gonna go ahead and put caps on. We'll make any kind of orientation adjustments to the plate that we need, and then we'll do the final kind of final assembly, as it were. I'm gonna go ahead and test this as well. Test the PCB before I get caps on it. That's that. And that back on screen there. You guys can kind of see how many switches I messed up. Okay. My F6 is not working. It's a good start, right?
I first tried it because other kids were trying it. When I feel real bad about something, it was a way of getting to feel better. Seemed everyone I knew was taking something.
Okay, everything registers except for F6, and I'm assuming this is a function by default, but it's kind of hard to test. I'm assuming that's function, assuming Mr. Petrov's still here, right? That's a function key by default? So right shift is function. Okay, so F6 is the only thing I seem to be having issues with. Hopefully it's something really, really simple. But we'll pop it back open and take a look, I suppose. Maybe I forgot to solder a joint or something, or maybe that switch is messed up. Pretty standard for something to go wrong during a build, so I'm not too worried about it. One, two, three. Come on. Four, 5, and 6. Who needs F6 anyways? If there's ever a key to not work, it'd be the F6. I gotta be honest, I don't even know what F6 does, but I don't really use F keys, so... Aside from the occasional F5. Okay, F6, why are you not working? Well, thankfully, this is going to be an incredibly easy fix. Because I forgot to solder one of the legs. So... there you go. That's the best outcome that could have happened there. So I'm pretty happy about that. But we'll go ahead and set this aside again temporarily. And of course I unplugged my soldering iron because I was boasting about how good I am. So we'll just solder that real quick. Then we should be good. So there you go. Very easy fix. Forgot to solder one of the pads, one of the two pads. Best outcome that could have happened. Hold on, this name's going to take me a second. Origa Technologies is asking, what can you say about the TGR Tomo? All I can say is that it looks fine. It's not really for me. It looks like an expected TGR board, which isn't a bad thing. I mean, TGR certainly has a reputation. I think they do good quality boards. I would like to see some of the Jane V2 CEs finish shipping. But hey, I guess it is what it is. TGR know their audience well, and I think they do a pretty good product. I've built several TGR boards, and they all came out pretty well. And I imagine the Tomo would be no different. It'll be a nice board. But it's not really for me. So I don't really have a ton to say about it, unfortunately. Okay, so that should work now. Let's try this again. So I totally whacked the mic. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, so again, we're going to be using this this acoustic semi-dampener, which should hopefully help the sound. Although I imagine this board will probably sound pretty good regardless, just because of the rest of the recipe, as it were. Now I'm having trouble getting it in. There we go. All right. And once again, we'll gently put the top on. And then we'll do the final orientation after we put keycaps on. I'll leave that up. We'll test the F6 after I get some screws in. I won't put the middle two ones in this time. I'm just going to put the four corners, just for the sake of ease and convenience. I do like the idea of having different anode badges as well to mix and match. It's a good touch. Was it set as split backspace? Yeah, it was split backspace as default. But of course, we'll just open up VIA and we'll get everything mapped up just fine. All right, again, I'm going to plug this back in. We're going to test the F6. Everything else was working. It was just the F6 that was having issues, and we're good now. Look at that, guys. Bam, F6. Look at this. Look at all that F6. I don't even know what this key does, but I'm doing it. I'm doing it. How many of you know what F6 does off the top of your heads? Because I'm curious. What is the pipe key register? Yeah, that's so it's split backspace right now, and this is like delete. So I imagine pipe would have been right there where the stabilizer is, I assume. All right, you get some keycaps on here, then we'll do the final assembly again. Going with 9009 here, which was suggested by Mr. Petrov, because he believes that it'll look really good on this color, and, well, I mean, I'm inclined to agree. I won't flip my spacebar. I would normally flip this, but I do think it looks better non-flipped, unfortunately, because flip just feels so much better. Oh wait, that's not shift, right? That's caps lock. And I'm sorry, but I might have to disrespect your board by using mod tilde, or mod pipe rather. Probably and mod tilde. I'll just warn you right now, because I'm not one of those people that messes with all the color disruption. I also apologize in advance for how long this takes me. I'm very slow at putting on keycaps. Also, let me get rid of that. Pans between fields and a window. All right. I leave it to Neb to actually know what it does. Move it to the address bar in the browser. Yeah, between fields and a window. Fair enough. This is the most painful part of your builds. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Maybe we'll change it. Let me just get some stuff going here, and we'll figure it out. Is that a Mario sample? Am I gonna get in trouble here? Real question though. What does what is the left macro column supposed to be? Is that, do you have like a preferred method of that? We'll leave the alpha pipe until they out, just for the sake of it, you know, just so people don't hate me too much. I really just prefer the consistency though. It really does just feel more consistent to me. I know I'm kind of in the minority there, but that's okay. I'm okay with that. Bard. Wow, there's going to be a lot of flex on this. Holy crap. Alright, so Bard homing keys is what I'm going with. Oh yeah, that's already sounding good. Wow. Nice. You're off, Mr. P? Mr. P? Alright, man. Oh, well, you stuck around for 2 hours. Heck yeah. Have a good dinner, man. Happy anniversary. Is it totally coincidental that I'm doing this build on his anniversary? I'm doing the Allison build on the anniversary of him and his wife, Allison. That was not intentional, by the way. But thank you so much for letting me check out this board, Mr. P. Appreciate it, man. I'm excited to get this thing finished up and test it out and use it for a couple days before I inevitably steal it and run away to a different country. Anyways, yeah, left macro is home, page up, page down, and windows. Okay, nice. So we'll do a row 5 super on that. How do you like that? Row 5 there. What else was it? Home, page up, page down, end. Okay, so home, page down. I need a row 2. I need a row 2 page up. Is that a row 2 page up? That looks right. And row 4 end. Might be weird with this set because this set, does this set have row 4 at all? I think it's only row 5, right? Oh well, we'll figure it out. So all my other options I'm kind of just putting over here. So we'll do some accents there. We'll do the alpha tilde and mod, or alpha tilde and pipe rather, which I think is just, you know, it's a sin. I'm just gonna go out and say it. But it's okay. I won't judge you, even for your sins. Step caps, there we go. This is looking fantastic. Isn't Petrov like a secret government agent anyways? Could be. Who knows? Isn't that part of the fun? Oh, what is this top right key supposed to be? I don't remember what that was mapped to. Anybody know what that's supposed to be? I guess it could be like an F13 or something, but I'm assuming it's probably something else. You put print screen there? That's kind of what I was thinking too. It's actually a key that I use. We're getting there, guys. I apologize again for being so slow. Somehow I've just never been very fast at this. Arrow key? Who needs that? What do you think we're using? A 75%? We'll do print there. I'm still looking for that row something to end, or something end. This is 9009 round 3, so this only has row 5, I believe. No row 4 mods. Or delete. We're just gonna go with print there. See what happens. See what happens. I really don't know what I'm gonna put right here. I don't think I'm gonna have like a true option to put there. I think this is the only row 4 mod in the entire set. But maybe I'm just crazy. Might just have to do a different row there. Where is my F3? Somehow make it. Oh, somehow I made it back in there. At least it's not lost. If any of you guys know me, you know that I frequently have nightmares about the Space Cadet Q that I lost, and I just have to do a different row here. Unfortunately, I don't have any row 4 mod options. I do end, but I have to do a row 2 end, which is not really the choice I want to make, but it's the only choice I have. I wish I had a row 3 key to put there. That would at least be better. No row 3 though. Oh well, that's just how it goes with this set. Flip the R2 upside down. Wow, that's big brain. That's like superbly big brain. Could use delete. This is row 2. That might be a little bit nicer. Something a little flatter there versus row 2, which is a little... No, wait, they're both row 2. Oh, I'm just stupid. Okay, we'll go in, and it's fine. That's fine. Of course, these are our kind of other options that we're discussing. I'm not really an accent guy, so I'm just going to veto the accents automatically. I know I usually let you guys decide some of that stuff most of the time, but I'm just saying, I think it looks better neutral here. I like to kind of appreciate the color of the case. I don't really want to worry about accents, and I really do like the symmetry here with this. It just looks better to my eyes. I can try the alpha colored here, because I know you guys are kind of into that. Use the up arrow? Oh, I could use the up arrow, actually. Is that row 4? It's probably row 4, right? Because all the other arrows are row 5. Where are you, up arrow? Up arrow is, in fact, row 4. What do you guys think would be better? Do you guys think having a row 3 end here with the correct legend is better than having an up arrow but having it be the right profile? What's the lesser of two evils there? What do you guys think? I feel like it'll look really weird with the arrow, but obviously it'll feel better because it's the right profile. I think end looks better there, but it just feels a little wonky. What do you guys think? Up arrow? To me, that just looks kind of... It looks a little strange. How often will you use it? I'll never use it. I will straight up never use it. So for me, it's more of an aesthetics thing, which I do think the end looks better. I think up arrow just looks really out of place here. J Chef says profile over legend. I can respect that, but I think I'm going to deviate. Can't tell it's the wrong profile. Yeah. I mean, it's not like it's super crazily like off anyways. Because I mean, the row 5 caps are so enormous compared to the rest of them that like you barely know it's there. You kind of have to look for it. I think I'm just gonna do that. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry, J Chef. Don't hate me. For the sake of argument, though, I'm gonna go ahead and put the alpha pipe and tilde there. I think it looks worse personally, but obviously you guys probably don't agree with me, and that's totally fine. What do you guys think about that? Is that better? Or are you guys with me and you prefer the mod color there just for a little bit more evenness? Alright, let's take a look at this plate. I think I got the orientation actually really good. This looks unbelievably close. So I think I'm just going to tighten it from here. I think I'm just that confident. There isn't too much room to deviate, really. Yeah, I mean, thankfully. That makes it... makes the building process all the easier, right? Nothing wrong with that. Alright, get these center screws in. And we're pretty close to the typing test. Which I imagine, as usual, my mic probably won't do it justice. But, golly gee, we're gonna try anyways. Wow, this is gorgeous. Really nice. A lot of flex on this too. Even where the plate is, there's a little bit of flex. And as you might expect, being a half plate, there's quite a bit in the middle. I don't know how well you guys can see that because my desk is kind of shaking, but Just pay it. Look at that. Pay attention to the middle there, and we're definitely getting some flex. I'll use mod colored when I have split backspace. You build, you pick. Thanks, man. We're going back to the, I guess, kind of disrespectful mod colored alpha and pipe. Mod colored. I always get that wrong. Mod colored pipe and tilde. I just think it looks better. I'm sorry. I just think it looks better. All right, let's get some of these things out of the way and move over to a bit of a typing test, shall we? Might as well put my Polaris away because, let's be real, I'll be using the Allison for several days at the very least. Back on the shelf you go. Plate has 1 millimeter clearance all around. Nice. Nice. All right. Just get this cleaned up just a little bit, and I'll give you guys a little bit of a tour. Then we'll do a typing test. I think some of the black gasket stuff got on a little bit of the weight. Oh, it's coming off though. It looks like nice. All right. Well, there you go, guys. Let's take a quick gander. Once again, this is the Allison prototype. I think this is the closest version to the final version, though. There's going to be just a few small changes. So yeah, there you go. GMK 9009 round 3. We got the badge right there. Weight on the back, very nice, very large. Really, this board though, I think the appreciation needs to be a lot of these curves, because these are just absolutely gorgeous. Look at this. Obviously you can't, the stream doesn't do it justice, but I'm trying to get you some decent angles on it. Look at that. Very, very nice, very curvy. Side profile there as well. Gorgeous, man. Gorgeous. So there you go. There is the Allison. Let's do a little typing demo. See what this is like. Pause the music for a moment as well. Song title is so appropriate. It's a song title. Beauty Unit. I like it. I like it. Alright, give my mic a little closer. Obviously, like always, take sound tests with a grain of salt. Especially because my mic is not amazing. But that's okay, you know. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. Alright, guys. Wow. Anyone that missed this typing test, I feel sorry for you. It's so good. It's so good. It's even better than I was expecting. That sound is just sublime. Very classic. Really kind of invokes the spirit of that PCB mount. The half plate just offering a little bit more stability. It feels very soft, as you can probably tell from the flex alone. Wow. You've done so much fine-tuning to the sound throughout. I believe it. I mean, it's really showing. It's so, like, predominantly clacky. You really get that classic cherry PCB mount sensation, but it feels upscaled. I feel like a food critic while I review this board, but like really it is very lovely. It's soft and supple, flexible. I'm gonna have to get one of these. I don't think I'll be able to pass this up. Wow, that's amazing. I can't wait to use this for the rest of the night. Splendid job, guys. Splendid job. I know you're not all watching, but splendid freaking job. My gosh. This really is one of the best keyboards I think I've probably ever used. Initial impressions, obviously. It's hard to say what would change after a day or a week or a month of use, but, I mean, initial impressions are absurdly good. It sounds so distinct. I love PCB mount boards with cherry switches in particular, and this really is delivering on it. Has really nice heft, great aesthetics. Pretty sure I'm stealing this board. Mr. Petrov is never going to hear from me ever again. So I apologize in advance, Mr. Petrov. I just gotta take it and run. Can you compare it to the 7V? Sadly, I cannot. I cannot. I do not have a 7V, and I've never built one. Yeah, I don't think I've ever built one. So unfortunately, I can't compare to that. But if someone wants me to build a 7V, feel free to send theirs my way, and I can hopefully try to make a comparison. I imagine the 7V is pretty good too, because it has a pretty good kind of design going on, and I've heard some pretty good things. It looks amazing, so I imagine the 7V is stupendous. But as to how it compares here, I have no idea. I mean, this really feels like a clash of, and I do mean a good clash of kind of classic and modern feel. Just a flat out fantastic keyboard, man. Yeah, wow. Super awesome. Good job, guys. Good job. Alright, well, I guess I'll be heading out in just a few moments. We're going to get set up to raid someone as well. I have no idea who yet, but I'll be around for a few more moments. So if you guys have any questions about the board, hopefully I can answer before I head off. So please let me know if you have any questions while we look for someone to raid. This is, I mean, I just gave you my closing thoughts, but this is really nice. I'm not going to say it's like outrageously unique compared to a lot of other boards, but I will say it does a lot of fundamental things very, very right, and I think that this board sounds amazing, it feels amazing, it looks amazing, and I mean that's about as many box checks as you can ask for, I suppose. This is definitely a board I won't be able to miss out on. I think I pretty much have to buy one of these, and I guess that's about it. It's basically as good an endorsement from me as you're ever gonna get. This is gonna be a must buy for me, guys. I'll turn the music back on while I look for someone to read. Who are we raiding, guys? Who's live? Who's good? Who has very little viewers right now? Don't want to raid people necessarily larger. It's always nice to get a little raid going on someone that only has a few viewers. But yeah, this is just spectacular. Really, really enjoying this already, and I can't wait to spend a few days with it before I send it back. And if I send it back, I mean run away to a different country with this board in hand. Quakemz is good. Is Quakemz live? Oh, she is live. Okay. Yeah, we'll go with Quakemz. Well, let's see who else is on right now. Someone that might have even fewer viewers. Not that that's a requirement, but it's just something I look out for. It's always nice when a bigger streamer raids you. And I don't mean bigger as in Top Clack is big, but just bigger than the other streamer. I don't really see any other keyboard streamers on, so I guess we can go with Quakemz. Quakemz's always great. Be like Quakemz. Seeing Art Quakemz with 20. Oh, I see. Okay. Wow, I missed that on my first pass. Yes. A Spanish streamer. Or English and Spanish. I guess... I don't speak Spanish, so I'm not sure what the title is, but I think they're lubing switches for their 7V, or they're building a 7V. One of those two. We'll raid them anyway. What the heck. Stick around for the raid, guys. Pio says, I love that left-hand additional column. Different and convenient, doesn't take up mouse space. Exactly. And, you know, as Mr. Petrov told me when he was telling me about the board, you know, your navigation cluster here you can use with your left hand, while your right hand is free to do other things. So there you go. Alright, and with that said, we'll raid Art Quakemz. It's always nice to raid someone kind of new that we don't know anyways, right? That's never a bad thing. Hopefully, they're good people. Left-handed nav cluster makes it better for the gaming? Yes, that is another reason it's like that, and that's something I appreciate as a gamer. Thanks for the stream. You're welcome. Thanks for hanging out the whole time, guys. Is that silver? No, this is like a champagne. I believe this is going to be one of the offered colors, but this is definitely more of a champagne. I'm sorry about my lighting. It's not the greatest. But honestly, this is actually, on the stream, on my preview, the color's pretty accurate to real life. Which is always nice. Links? I don't have any links for this. There's no links for this board yet. The group buy is not live. There's like no real information for it yet. He has not finalized like anything. Yeah. So thank you guys so much for hanging out. Appreciate it. We're gonna get set up for this raid for Art Quakemz, ARQ Quakemz. I'm assuming Art Quakemz. Let's go over there and we'll say something wholesome. All right, guys. Just be nice and yeah. That's always what we're trying for. Alright guys, stick around for this raid. Let's go say something nice. Thank you all so much for watching. If you have any questions, you know, whether they're now or later, feel free to hit me up on Discord. I'm usually around. Link below. Easy peasy, guys. Let's get ready for this raid. And if you're just tuning in now, definitely go back and watch the VOD, whether on Twitch or YouTube later on. And at the very least, listen to the way this board sounds. Spectacular. Truly spectacular. Alright guys, I'm going to roll the outro and we're going to get ready for this raid as well. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Appreciate it. It's good to have some people around. Have a good one, everyone.